Today, on the Vince Everett Ellison Show, we're going to talk about how black Democrat culture in America has become probably the most horrible culture in the whole wide world. I didn't say in the nation, in the world. And we're going to talk about that today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. Let's get this thing started. You know, in my youth, I read a lot of Shakespeare. And really, I read it because I liked it. And Henry V, Henry V was the king of Great Britain, and he invaded France. They had this big fight at Agincourt where Henry V won. And he sat down with the King of France to talk terms. And this is in the play, Henry V by Shakespeare. And in Act 5, Scene 2, they're around the table talking peace. And one of the clergy takes the opportunity to talk to the two kings. And he pleads for the people because he says that this constant warfare has left us in a state of barbarity. This is what he says. He says, in all our vineyards, fallows and meads and hedges, defective in their natures, grow to wildness. Even so, our houses and ourselves and children have lost or do not learn for want of time the sciences that's become our country, but grow like savages. He said, like, grow like savages. As soldiers will, that nothing do but meditate on blood, to swearing and stern looks, diffused attire, and everything that seems unnatural. But grow like savages as soldiers will. Look.
Hey, y'all crazy.
Get my keys, sir.
Oh no. JJ either drunk some shit or what, because she too into the music.
The nothing do but meditate on blood, to swearing and stern looks, diffused attire, and everything that seems unnatural. He was trying to talk the kings into putting some time into civilizing these young men because they had gone into a state of barbarity. It reminds me of the inner city of America now that is controlled by the Democratic Party. How they have taken this area and they turned it into a savage culture of barbarity and dysfunction. It's like Mad Max times, man. You can't walk through there without getting jumped on, without getting shot. There are people that come from all over the world. And they're now embedding themselves in the ghettos, and they're making documentaries and showing people all over the world just how crazy black folks are.
This 4 different neighborhoods right here.
Like
we're all together.
Everybody gonna step.
Awesome.
And how close is the op block, so to speak?
Shit, we can walk across the street to a motherfucker. We can share the same gas station, everything.
Walnut Park, it's just different blocks.
And don't go pump your gas without your gun in your hand.
Serious, is that, yeah?
Hell yeah, man, I pump your gas without your damn gun on you.
Right there, me, and ain't no going over across the street to the next store right there, you hear me? That's a whole nother nigga set.
The city off the chain, man.
Man,
That's what happened when you stomp down on that motherfucker.
Real though.
I ain't gonna show my shit.
Stab wounds, all that shit. I done been through it all growing up through the hood, man. Stab wounds, goddamn me, gunshot wounds, all that shit. I got shot him on the head.
I've been shot on
I ain't
my
gonna
head
write there
before.
too. About her.
We got
Real
this
deal.
shit real life. This not like the movies, you hear me?
And the Democrats are proud of it. It's this word called anomie, A-N-O-M-I-E. It is an interesting word because, and I'll read to you what they say the definition is. In sociology, anomie, A-N-O-M-I-E, is a social condition defined by an uprooting or breakdown of any moral values, standards, or guidance for individuals to follow. Anomie is believed to possibly evolve from conflict of belief systems and causes a breakdown of social bonds between an individual and the community, both economic and primary socialization. The term commonly understood to mean normlessness is believed to have been popularized by French sociologist Emile Durkheim in his influential book named Suicide. Durkheim suggested that Protestants exhibit a greater degree of anomie than Catholics. However, Durkheim first introduced the concept of anomie in his 1983 work, Division of Labor. He described anomie as derangement and an insatiable will. He used the term, the malady of the infinite, because desire without limit can never be fulfilled. It only becomes more intense. Anomie is a condition of insanity and economic, societal, and moral breakdown. It has happened throughout history. The Aztec Empire. It's when you take negative concepts like murder and rape and killing, and you say, oh, this is good. What happens with that? Your society breaks down. Think about that now. You take negative concepts and you say these negative concepts are good. You got the left saying, shout your abortion. You have a culture in the black community that kills the babies, they kill each other, promiscuous sex, they steal, they do drugs, they're ignorant, immoral. Just throw away the money on mess, gold chains and crazy outfits, tennis shoes, beat up women, hate the country. Oh, you want to get them started, let them start talking about how bad they hate America. Envious. Talking about hating each other. Talking about hating. Jealousy, hate. Laziness. Laying on the porch drinking 40s all day long. Call themselves the N-word. White men don't call them that. They call each other that. The white folks don't do it. And then if a white man do it, they want to jump on him. But all day long, N-word, what's up, N-word that. Call the women bitches, hoes, sluts. And then they got the nerve to sing about it. Yeah, gonna get on the radio. They got stuff called drill music now. Have you heard it? These jokers will actually make a record about the guy they killed. They'll go out to the graveyard and dance on his grave with his tombstone. They had one drill song where they was digging the body up. The guy, the gangbanger and the rapper are one of the same. So the rapper killed the dude from the other set. And he went to the graveyard where the guy was buried and started rapping about the guy he killed on the guy he killed grave. And dug the grave up.
I lost my brother to the shit, so they gon' feel it worse. Kwame still ain't got no tombstone, might go dig up his dirt. Y'all try bang the chopper, free ski, big slaughter. I think LAPD right before they brought out the helicopter. Lil Moo walking with his ARP tucked like it ain't a problem.
I think in the future, what's gonna happen is some rapper is actually gonna dig up one of his enemies. is actually going to go to a graveyard and take a video with the corpse. That's what I think will happen.
Bro, somebody finna do it.
Somebody gonna do it. Somebody, you're going to see the actual decomposing corpse.
Man, bro,
Am I right though? I bet you it's gonna happen.
Because I never.
Where else can you go?
Because
there's not too much. There's not too much leeway here.
Hey, because if it was like 2003, I never thought I'd see somebody go shoot a video at somebody's gravesite.
Right.
So I believe you.
See what I'm saying?
Open that casket.
Yes.
Get them bones out.
Someone
stomp on the bones.
Yes. Have his arm around the dude's shoulder, the corpse, like maybe like moving his jaw.
Shoot him again. Shoot all the bones.
Y'all, this is the most debased culture, not in America. It's the most debased culture in the world. Black American Democrat culture is worse than the Congo and Haiti combined. Just go on YouTube. Just go on X. Go on Instagram and look at these jokers acting an absolute bona fide fool in the street. And you don't see it anywhere else in the world. I mean, the jokers down in the Congo and Rwanda, at least they fighting a war for something. But when you look at their civil society, they can have 4 or 5 children. The women are having 4 and 5 children. The women here in America, black women, there are cities where they're aborting more babies than they're having. It did sneak up on us, y'all, back in 2010. It's when Barack Obama was president. I remember it. Jim Clyburn is a congressman in South Carolina. The district is so jacked up and there's so many poor people and so much degradation and crime. They did a documentary called The Corridor of Shame. It was a documentary about I-95. It goes right through Jim Clyburn's district, the 6th district of South Carolina. And they talk about all the poverty that's in that district amongst the people there, which is a majority black district.
Heavy wind and rainstorm, and the wind blew the covering off that building over there, and the rain soaked the ceiling tiles in the entire building, and the entire ceiling fell out onto the floor. We're talking about approximately a 50-year-old building there. Fortunately, we had no school. It was during time school was closed, and there were no children in the building. Other than that, we would have had a catastrophe on our hands.
The child, when they walk in the door of the school, needs to be able to feel safe, secure, warm, welcome, loved, and cared for. And if the building they walk into is not safe, warm, cared for, they already know that there's a strike against them.
The rest of South Carolina is great. You go to Spartanburg, Greenville, most of Charleston, but everywhere Jim Clyburn rules, you better have your gun when you go out. Why is that? This is what they want. They could change it anytime they want to. It's too easy to change. You see what's going on now. Trump trying to send troops down to Baltimore, Chicago, say, hey, man, we have to clean up the crime. No! They want crime. They are criminals. This debased, demonic, messed up culture. It's what C.S. Lewis called akrasia. Yes, that is a real word. Akrasia is spelled A-K-R-A-Z-I-A or S-I-A. It is defined as without mastery. The idea contained in the concept of akrasia is the tendency to make excuses, rationalize, and justify bad acts. It is the bad alternative to repentance. The bad alternative to repentance. What would that be, y'all? Pride, akrasia, insanity. C.S. Lewis talks about this when he talks about people choosing hell, deciding to live there. This is what the liberalism and the Democratic Party has brought us to. When them crazy suckers slid from 1968 to 1972 from a party of a bunch of ignorant Klansmen, bunch of stupid, ignorant, violent racists, and turned into a party of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots, thugs, hoes, and rappers. It was complete. And y'all trying to say, well, the racists and the conservatives, they all went to the Republican Party. No, they didn't. Fritz Hollis from South Carolina stayed a Democrat. Eastman and Stennis from Mississippi stayed Democrats. George Wallace stayed and died a Democrat. Orville Fabers from the Little Rock Nine, Lester Maddox, the governor of Georgia, that was beating people with sticks when they tried to integrate in his restaurants. All them suckers died Democrats. Now, one of them left the party. The only two that left the party was Floyd Spence and Strom Thurmond from South Carolina. The rest of them old suckers stayed. Lyndon Johnson stayed a Democrat. All of them. So don't say it. So why did they stay? They stayed for one reason. They're evil. And they didn't care what type of evil they asked one question. Will we be able to kill black people and beat the hell out of them? Yes, you will. I'll stay in the Democratic Party. I mean, they looked at the paperwork and they said, hell, man, we'll be able to do more damage now because we got more control of them. Let's put them in the projects. Let's put them in the bad schools now. Man, they couldn't believe their luck. They said, oh, you hold it, wait. You mean to tell me that the black people that we hate are going to give us their children now to educate? That's right. You mean to tell me the black people that we hate are going to allow us to put them into housing projects and ghettos where we can control everything that they get? That's right. You mean to tell me that the black people that we hate are going to allow us to take their guns away? That's right. Oh, wait, you mean to tell me that the black people that we hate through DEI and affirmative action are going to allow us to decide who their leadership is? You got it right. Man, you got yourself a... You mean to tell me the black people that we hate are going to allow us, the Democrats, who have been beating the hell out of them their whole lives, yeah, they are going to allow us to give their children birth control. Yep. Educate them. Yep. Sexually groom them. Yes. And keep them from praying to their God? You got it. Man, hell, sign me up for that. How you think more racists going to turn away from that type of deal? At least back in the day, black folks had enough sense to keep their children away from them. I talked to my father about it. My dad said, man, no, man, things was good back then. We had our own schools. We had our own communities. Had our own churches. We didn't have to worry about those people. Now, man, these people, boy, I tell you what, our grandchildren gonna look back on this and gonna say, well, y'all had to be some of the stupidest black folks ever walked the face of the earth. Even the stupid jokers in Africa don't want the colonizers down there educating their children and controlling everything down there. They're still trying to fight tree from it. So this is why the racist white Democrats still stayed with the Democratic Party. The black Democrats were actually really turning them over, their people over to them. And look at what they've done. Anomie and akrasia. Man, it's a sick culture that takes negative things and make them positive. Civil rights movement. Sick ideology. What's sick about it? We're going to pass a law to force white folks to let you sit beside them on the bus and crap beside them in the bathroom and eat beside them. And you dance in the street. And to this day, you say it's the greatest piece of legislation ever passed in American history. And I look at you and say, oh, hold it, wait, dog. You're a grown man, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be alpha male, right? Yeah. And you are happy and celebrating because you can sit beside a white man on the toilet and sit beside him on the bus. That's right. Player, I've done that before, and I'm telling you it's overrated. And I damn sure ain't going to be marching and getting my butt whipped to make it happen. You celebrating, I watched this thing on Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston was a heavyweight champion of the world in the early 60s. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay beat him in 1964 and took the championship from him. But Sonny was a beast, man. Sonny he'd been in prison. Sonny just beat up people for fun. He just beat up police, everything. So Sonny was kind of mean. And so they asked Sonny about the civil rights movement. And the reporter asked Sonny if he was going to go down and march in the civil rights movement with Dr. King. Sonny said, hell no. They said, why? He said, because I don't have a dog-proof ass. They asked Sonny again about it. Sonny said, hell no. He said, why? Because Sonny said, I ain't going down there if all they're going to do is catch punches. But now they celebrate that movement that have led black people to the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in America. And every time you read about the Civil Rights Acts and the Civil Rights Movement, people say, oh, the greatest. I said, okay, tell me what it did well. I mean, black people at the bottom of everything. The black community is insane. Everywhere where the Democrats rule, black folks, don't nobody want to live there except for dogs and rats and thugs. Hell, even black folks trying to get out. Every black person that get enough money and get his credit straight, get the hell out of there. Even the jokers on the street, when you ask them, hey man, if you had a chance, would you live here? They said, no man, I'm getting out. Majority, all black schools are jacked up. And yet, you got people, you know what they're celebrating? One thing is that 90% of them jokers vote for the Democratic Party. That's it. And the Democratic Party then turns the American government to some type of socialist, Marxist entity to spread godless theology and hate all over the world. That's what they're celebrating. They're not celebrating what the Civil Rights Movement did for black people. They're celebrating what the Civil Rights Movement did for the Democratic Party. Turning it socialist and using black people, stupid black folks for it. And again, it's these ICE Democrats, man. I do this podcast for really two reasons. To let my white conservative friends know that this is not your fault and to try to educate the ignorant part of the ICE Democrats. An ICE Democrat is ignorant, crazy, and evil. It is an acronym. I for ignorant, C for crazy, E for evil. I've broken it down now. Look, I've been doing this a long time. I know these jokers. I broke it down. About 80% are ignorant. They don't know. I've talked to so many black people and white folks that didn't know the Democratic Party was doing this stuff. And then they say, I'm done. When you tell them, they say, I'm done. Then you got the evil. Well, then you got the crazy. Excuse me, the crazy. The crazy folks you can't help, man. You know, they don't have the ability to understand. They either own dope or they got something. And I ain't making fun of them. I'm not. I'm not. But Democrats will take these people down to the polls and and hold their hand while they vote. Ignorant, crazy, then you got the evil. The evil are the ones that run the party. The evil are the ones, Nancy Pelosi, what's that little ugly guy from California, one with the skinny neck? You know what I'm talking about. Him, Nancy Pelosi, Jim Clyburn. You know, these people are just evil. So I'm here to try to educate the ignorant, because if a person is ignorant, hell, I was ignorant at one time. If I hadn't started reading myself and started paying attention, started listening to talk radio, I'd still be ignorant. Somebody reached out and grabbed me, and I'm trying to repay the favor. And if you read my comments, you'll find so many people say, Vince, thank you so much, I did not know this. Vince, thank you, I did not know this. Vince, thank you, I did not know this. I go to college campuses all over the world. Man, I've been everywhere. I've been Ivy League schools. I've been to state colleges like Alabama. I've been to private schools. I've been everywhere giving this message, and I'm always educating the ignorant people who do not know what's going on. I'm like Paul on the road to Damascus, man. Once he got the word, he wanted to tell everybody. Couldn't keep it to himself. And then there are people that will accept it, and then there are people that outright reject it. My job is just to bring it to you. What you do with it after you get it, it's up to you. I'm the mailman, dog. But the ICE Democrats, let's do the beat before we go. Ignorant, crazy, evil. All right? Ignorant, crazy, evil. Okay? Ignorant, crazy, evil. And this is what you guys have to do now, just like evangelizing. You got to go out and you got to give people this information. You got to tell them that the Democratic Party is not misguided. They are not the moral opposition any longer. We're not talking about taxes, and we're not talking about how to build roads and how to build bridges and funding. No. You have people that are actually sitting here talking about killing babies, castrating little boys and calling them little girls, double mastectomies little girls and calling them little boys, men in women's bathrooms, men in women's sports. These people are evil. You have to start calling them that and then tell them that if you support these people, you are putting your soul in jeopardy, going to hell. If you love them that much, do it. Because look at what they have here. Following a guy, Martin Luther King Jr. FBI got him on tape. They having an orgy. One of the women don't want to get involved in the orgy. So one of King's preacher friends starts sexually assaulting the woman. Instead of King coming in and intervening, he starts giving the guy instructions on how to do it properly. And that's your hero. It's insanity. This is why this is so important, y'all. The black community is a canary in the coal mine. They always try it here, and then they spread it throughout the rest of America. Oh, okay, you watch TV and you see these black boys in these ghettos acting a fool. That's going to be your boys pretty soon. They got white boys acting just like these other stupid rappers was acting 20-some years ago. Now they got these little white boys acting just like them. Tats all on their faces, gold fronts in their mouths, out there sagging and acting a fool. Yeah, they coming for your boy next. It's crazy stat. I was watching one of those documentaries. This guy was from London. He's down in Memphis, Tennessee. Gave an amazing stat. He said that a person is 25 times more likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee than in London, England. 25 times more likely. In Memphis, they shot this rapper named Young Dolph. Young Dolph came out of a little cookie shop. They shot Young Dolph 22 times. Lit him up. Some stupid beefing. You know, and Young Dolph, if you listen to his music, he talking about shooting folks and what he did to women, how he mistreated them and whatnot. And they gonna name a street after him in Memphis now. They buried DMX like they buried Malcolm X and Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. I think they got a DMX Day up in New York now. Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, Biggie, all those thugs got streets probably named after them now. Where were they from? Yeah, societies aren't just known by the people they create. They're known more by the people that they celebrate. And right now, this is a sick society standing on top of another sick society. It's a madman creating more madmen. It's akrasia and anomie all tied together. And it's all started and it's all supported by the Democratic Party. And what is the key to ending it all? Getting rid of that no good, slimy, evil institution. The evilest institution in the history of the world. They've created this. They're proud of it. They're going to keep it going because they benefit from it. As I've told you before, they are Crime Inc. And you have to decide whether you love your children more than you hate conservatives. Because as I've told you before, envious people will hurt themselves as long as they think they can hurt another person or the people that they dislike more. And that's exactly what black people have been doing now for the last 50 years. You don't want school choice. Why? Because white folks going to get it and use it for their children. I don't want it. You don't want tax cuts. Why? Because white folks going to get it and they're going to have bigger tax cut than you. I don't want no tax cut. You don't want the right to keep and bear arms. Why? Because white folks will get guns too. I don't want it. You don't want to stop illegal immigration. Why? Because white folks want to stop. Well, let them come in and use up all of our space and take all of our resources for our children and for ourselves. It's a sick mentality. It's a reprobate mind, a reprobate mind. And I'm here to warn you, to let you know who's doing it, to let you know what's going on, and you have the right and the power to stop it anytime you like. Turn to your Bible. Get on your knees. Pray to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, or pray to whoever you pray to. But just like my daddy told me when I was growing up my whole life, boy, you know what right is. Now I expect you to do it. And I'm going to keep driving this home to you because I'm here to wake you up. And I hope I did you some good here today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website. And on my website, you're going to see a lot of great stuff, man. You're going to see that we got T-shirts, we got caps. You got my books, my documentaries. You got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new T-shirts. We're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it. Make it #1. If you got my first 3, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good. And it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the T-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.